Hello, good evening everyone, and welcome to a virtual Australia at the notorious Bathurst circuit tonight. So I think we've got an interesting night's racing ahead of us for round 3 of our Winter is Coming Championship. But if you're new here, hello, I'm Mackenzie, and next to me is Charlotte, and our recent addition to the commentary box is Poppy. I don't know if she can quite make it on that angle, probably just about. So off the back of a very wet Barcelona, it is nice and sunny again. How are we looking forward to tonight's racing?
Yeah, I think it was a wise decision, probably putting the weather a little bit better than what it was a couple of weeks ago for sure. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it though. Not going to lie, I'm a little bit apprehensive. I'm hoping that everyone's going to play ball. I know there was a firm but fair driver briefing kind of notes that went out today. A lot of in bold and please behave. So we'll see how it goes. But I think, you know, we're on round 3 now of this championship. The guys have raced against each other enough to kind of know how one another kind of works. So yeah, I think we'll be cracking down a little bit today if we need to, won't we?
So we're coming through then. Lights will go green quite quickly here. It's a bit of a funny one because you can see they come through the last corner, then they go racing. But Hemming on the right, the Monster logo. Then you've got Stallman in the BMW on the left. Behind them then is Hagenbun, is the AMG, sort of blue turquoise coloured AMG, and Mitchell alongside him. But here we go, lights are out and we're racing. Keep your fingers crossed, everyone, for that first run through the mountain. But we've got the first couple corners to deal with first. Looks like Hemming's going to hang on to the lead. Looks like the sort of 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th will get through the first corner okay. Ooh, so far, so good. And it looks like Stallman could actually think about having a go here. He does pull to the left. It's a long run down on Mountain Straight before we begin the climb up the mountain. I mean, we'll just keep the camera here, then we know that it's all okay with just these two. Don't look back, everyone.
I should say, Buckham was literally being pushed there by someone who couldn't quite catch.
Oh, it looks like it was Engelhart and Vols that were a bit close together. Vols has sort of turned into the corner, whilst Engelhart's nose was just alongside. And
that's racing instant.
So it's Miles Hemming out in the lead at the moment in that McLaren, looking nice with his Monster Energy logos. So here we go then. This is Heath coming through on Van Maniquez. Is he going to make it stick as he goes to the left into Quarry Bend? Slightly banked this corner. He can carry a lot more speed than you think. And look at that. Bart actually made the most of the banking of the corner and went a little bit faster around the inside line. And Kirk has to settle to try again another day. If we just bring up the timing screen for a second for everyone, then you can take stock if you're looking for certain drivers. So it's Hemming that is still out front. He's now pulled 2.9 seconds on Dominic Stallman. So Dutch driver pulling away from the German driver at the moment, and then it's the first of the many Scots that compete with us in P3 at the moment, with Mitchell holding that Spearhead Race Engineering flag for tonight while Bjorkman's off. So Kirk's just ahead of that little squabble at the moment. And you can see actually we've got car rejoining just up ahead. That's Winkler, I think. So Winkler having a bit of an issue for some reason there, whatever's going on. Another stop and go for speeding in the pit lane. We didn't actually get time to announce that it was Arnoldas that got the first one.
True, Arnoldas.
Much to Charlotte's delight, apparently. Now then, let's see if there's anyone else that we're looking for out there. Chrissy Palmer still trying to hunt down Roland Stallman, but not having much luck at the moment. So he's just lost it there as you get to the bottom part of the mountain, and in defence to him, you can't quite see him on your screen there, but you can see him from the other angles. He's just parked up waiting to join. That's unfortunately, that is how it should be, because if he tries to rejoin the track now and somebody comes round, they are in the wall. So he waited until he could see on the mini-map that it was clear. Pulling away very, very slowly though, whatever has happened. I think he's just trying to stay out of the way. Now this will be you know, the absolute dream for Dom Stallman now, because he gets to come right up onto the back of Hemming and apply pressure, sit in the slipstream. So even if, you know, Hemming is a tiny bit faster on sort of fair game, Stallman's got the advantage of that slipstream, and he'll be able to just breeze up behind him on those long, long straights. I'm just hearing in race control as well that I think Vols, after an early incident with Engelhart, has decided to actually wait and go and crash into him deliberately.
That's not one.
I think there's a disqualification coming his way from race control.
Bare minimum
that's
for that.
Not what we're about at this league at all. So really, really disappointing to see that.
Yeah, it's just really poor sportsmanship. It's not something you see at any level in motorsport.
No, especially not in what is ultimately a game.
Yeah.
They're both now gaining a bit of a slipstream off Katalkaya, who needs to move out of the way as well for these blue flags. Hopefully he does. Hemming trying to go around the outside. Katalkaya not yielding yet. And that looking dangerously close to actually causing a bit of an incident, but Katalkaya takes off to the grass now and eventually does yield for the two to get through, just hopefully not into the side of Dom Stallman. Small panic there as he was rejoining, I must say. Number 66.
Again, that's fairly, I mean, very, very close there as he overtakes.
Oh, I think he might make that stick. There we are, just in time for the R&D driver to make his moment on camera there, look. He must have heard us coming, because he had a good little move over Buck, and the fact that they both went two abreast at the bottom end of the mountain there, didn't make contact, was a very, very good effort. But now he's going to get the run as they go down Conwell Street, flick to the right, and then you come into a heavy braking zone into the penultimate corner on the left. Is he going to try and hang it around the outside? Bravely turns in and puts a good move on Martin Buchan there.
That's move of the night so far.
So Dom Stallman now takes the lead of this race. I would say probably in the last few minutes then that will happen because of pit stops. And in fact, everyone bar Anderson has made their pit stops so far. Now we know Hemming can go faster because he's got the pole time. Currently, his best lap is a 2:02.8, and Dominic Stallman's is also a 2:02.8, half a tenth quicker on his best lap. That's the sort of difference we're talking about between these guys at the moment. Love some of these shots as they go through the mountain section.
Yeah, I was just thinking we're going to get some good images over the next couple of weeks.
Booth just clatters the wall a little bit, coming out the top there before we then head to Skyline. Oh, God, and then clatters the wall again. I think he's going to probably go straight on and let these two through. No. Don't think he's aware he's got the race leaders behind him at the moment. Now, Booth, I know, is someone who will get out of the way if he sees them. So he definitely hasn't noticed that that's the race leaders on his back there, or he just thought, I barely can keep this car going, I'm not going to brake. Because if you brake in the wrong part coming down the hill there, it's pretty tricky. Metzger might have had some kind of disconnection issue or what, but he is right on the outside of the track there. I think that probably warrants being booted if he doesn't move very soon, because that is a very dangerous place to be stopped. What do we think, people? Do we think Hemming's going to get back through, or do we think that Stallman's going to hang on to it? I mean, history would dictate that Dom Stallman is never one to give up a lead once he gets into it, but we know that Hemming's got the slightly faster setup this evening with that car at his hands. He's capable of doing the faster lap time. So currently his best lap is a 2:02.5, which we saw him do not that long ago. Dom Stallman's is a 2:02.8, so he's got potential to take a few tenths out of him. And at the moment, he's only a few tenths away as Dom goes a little bit wide at the second part, dropping down through Skyline there. I want to see a move, I want to see a fight, but I think the championship head might take over, and I think neither of them will want to crash, but Hemming seems like a pretty sensible driver, level head and shoulders, and he might have a look, but he's not going to push hard enough to get through, and we might just see them settable for first and second. Here we are then, so this will be the last lap of the race then, coming through to start at turn 1 for the first time of this lap, last time of the race. Fair play to these guys that we've done an hour's worth of racing, and it's coming down to the final lap at one of the toughest tracks that you can go to, if not the toughest track.
That's fair.
But there we go, Dominic Stallman crosses the line to take the win and holds off a very valiant effort from Mars Hemming to reclaim the lead. But once again, the German driver does it on pit strategy, gets the quicker pit stop, overtakes through the pit lane basically, and gets himself the win. So he's come back in style after missing the last race. Awesome effort for Dom Stallman. Hemming also equally deserves a lot of credit for hanging on there for so long, and again, just keeping it fair, which was wonderful to see. So Hemming P2, Mitchell comes across in P3 just now, and that should be Roland Stallman coming through for his best finish in a long time for P4 as well. You can see they all start to slow down a little bit now. So Buchan P5, Akbulut hangs on into P6 then. Didn't quite get to make the challenge for P5, had a bit of a go mid-race, but great effort for him and the R&D team. So hope you guys from R&D are happy in Twitch chat. Good showing by your drivers there. We've got Cossack in P9 as well. I did apologise earlier if I'm pronouncing it all wrong. One of you have to send me a voice note or something. Bart Van Manikers P7, Chrissy Palmer P8 for InGear Motorsports. Cossack as I say P9. Hagenbum comes out rounding out the top 10. You just see they're all doing a bit of a show off weaving down the straights now, aren't they?
Doing it for the ground.
Yeah, so Murray gets driver of the day. good stuff. Welcome back to Commentary Box. As you can hear, there is an upset puppy in the background, so we're going to go and deal with that in a few minutes' time. So let's just do some real quick closing thoughts, I think, and then we can leave everyone to discuss on Discord and social media.
Well, I think as a whole, though, all the guys did a really, really great job. Hemming, for me, did an amazing job from start to finish. And I didn't quite get that win that he probably desperately wanted and thought maybe it was on the cards to happen. But yeah, you can't fault it, can you? The level of driving, how close it was as well at times. I think all the back markers behaved, you know, and like race their race, which I think is really important. But
yeah, and it's interesting how the sort of mid to back sort of spread out quite a bit as the field. So I think that did help in the sense that they could afford to just let the leaders come through without fighting them off too hard. I mean, it's never going to be easy anyway. We saw, you know, Booth had his rear view filled the whole way through the mountain whilst clipping the wall and probably absolutely crapping himself at the time. But yeah, all in all, great racing for everyone. And as always, thanks for everyone that's commenting away in chat. As I say, I think we've got a few things to look into. That incident, you say, unforgivable, that one, and rightly so, been disqualified. So we'll probably put that on socials just so people can see what it was if they want to. So you can check that out on Instagram and stuff in a bit. If you haven't already, follow us on there. And if you are new and you want to get involved, as it mentions at the bottom, come and join Discord. It's a friendly bunch. We've got some fun races scheduled. Mostly a friendly bunch. Right, that's it. Well, I'm going to go join the dog in the doghouse, and we'll end the stream there, shall we?
Get a shovel to get him out of that hole.
Yeah. Cool. Right, thanks everyone. Thanks George in the background. Thanks Ben in the background, and everyone that helps. And of course, Charlotte will be in the commentary. See you next time. Bye for now.